everyone. Good afternoon, good afternoon. So I was sitting here drinking a cup of coffee and reading an article, and I thought it would be cool to share it with you guys. It's called How to Tell If Someone is Lying, from a psychologist who trained the FBI. And it has a list of things here that I thought would be interesting to go over. For instance, number 1 talks about liars and how they talk too much. It says, listen to someone's immediate response after you ask them if they've done something. As a general guideline, a truthful response is short and direct. On the other hand, a liar is going to engage in a long soliloquy with lots of pontification and moralizing. Liars qualify their answers with all sorts of excuses like, I'm not that kind of person, or as I've told you previously. Basically, they talk about 100 things except the direct answer to your question. How many can relate to that? Number 2, liars try to sell you the truth. When someone is telling you the truth, they're not interested in convincing you of anything. They only want to tell you the truth. A liar is interested in selling you something. They need you to believe them, which means that they typically oversell well past the point when a truthful person would have stopped. There is a tendency to over-explain. Number 3 is liars are relieved when the conversation is over. Lying takes a lot of energy, and so it takes more energy than telling the truth, and it can be exhausting. And for this reason, liars often tend to be relieved once they're done spinning their web of deceit. But it says here that the sense of relief can be a red flag. Put yourself in the mindset of an honest person that was wrongfully accused of something. When that conversation ends, you're like, hold a second, you just accused me of something. And you're upset and you're bothered, maybe even resentful, but you're certainly not relieved. So watch for when they say these things. Also, number 5 is liars pretend to be calm. When somebody is pretending to be innocent of something, like an accusation, they're trying to portray the image of somebody who is calm and confident. They tend to do very self-conscious things like picking off imaginary lint or stretching out and even yawning. Why? Because common sense tells them that an innocent person acts this way and that guilty people act nervous. This couldn't be further from the truth. A person who is wrongly accused of something is not going to be calm and confident. They're going to be very upset. A person who wants to convince you that they're not nervous is going to appear much less nervous than the person who is genuinely not nervous. Because again, liars often oversell an emotion that they really don't have. Number 6, liars' stories are too perfect. When a person is telling the truth, particularly about what is something like dramatic, the story is probably not going to have a logical flow to it. They'll often start with the most dramatic part and then sort of fill in the blanks as they go. A person who is making up a story often, after they get to the main event, they're going to be done. They're not going to continue because in their mind, that's what they have to sell you. But an honest recounting of what happened is going to include the emotional aftermath and how the person felt. A liar will also try to fill in a story with lots of superfluous details. Why? Because they don't have any real details. They overcompensate and put in lots of details that are irrelevant. And number 7, liars use impersonal pronouns. I found this interesting. Pronouns can reveal whether someone is trying to distance or altogether separate himself from the words. Just like a liar might look away from you or have trouble making eye contact, they will distance themselves from their own words, avoiding personal pronouns like I, me, mine, or my. Instead, the liar will often talk more in the second person with lots of you statements, or they'll keep referring to they or that person. The subconscious tell here in that they're guilty about lying to refer directly to themselves. So I thought that was pretty interesting, this list here. So just a few helpful techniques to see if a person might be telling you a fable. All right, you guys, welcome to the apocalypse. Have a wonderful day. I think you're all amazing. Stay vigilant. Peace.